Hey everybody, my name is Jackson and this is my final senior seminar project. Woo! How exciting. And the project that I did was the relationship between philosophy and therapy. And I had the pleasure of speaking with two doctors on this topic. Dr. Sawyer, who is a chiropractor, and Dr. Bowen, who is a physical therapist. I talk to these two doctors about the sort of this relationship between philosophy and therapy, which the reason why I think it's important to highlight that is because a lot of what therapy is a culmination, at least if you're working with physical pain, is body manipulation or just stretching or adjusting or working out, but it's also working in tandem with your beliefs, your mind, the way you perceive yourself, the way that you see your body moving and how it should move. And that is the piece that this video will speak to, is the mental side of the healing process. I don't want to spoil too much, so enjoy the video, my last project in philosophy, and I'll see you guys in the outro.
Your body is designed to be healthy. It is abnormal to be sick. So if your body is designed to be healthy, how can we nurture that ability, that design, that innate intelligence design? And so there's a huge part of my training in school that was centered just around that. How can we enhance your body's ability to stay healthy and heal itself? I think from a philosophy standpoint, which is the pursuit of knowledge, there's a lot of joy in just that. Whatever avenue or interest you go down, that avenue of interest you go down, I think the pursuit of philosophy is important. There's a movie that was called The Pursuit of Happiness. It was a Will Smith movie a long time ago. And I took that movie and I really enjoyed the movie, but I switched it and I changed the name to The Happiness of Pursuit. And that, to me, is my philosophy. And I think for anybody, it should be the happiness of pursuit and the importance of philosophy around all of our endeavors in life. That gives you that happiness of pursuit to continue forward and expand your abilities and look forward to the next day and the next thing and the next subject and the next advancement that you're going to make. That's a great way to drive yourself and push yourself and see what you're actually capable of. Right? You're just going with your health. Your health is not a destination, it's a journey that we go on, and there is no destination. It's just this happiness of pursuit.
Actually, the American Physical Therapy Association has a definition for what physical therapists are supposed to help you do. But it basically shortens to improve the way you move. But if I were to add a little more to that, maybe it'd be helping you achieve what's meaningful. Like, it's not just improving the way you move, but it's being able to do the activities that make life enjoyable. So yeah, it's helping people with the stuff that, at least the active stuff that they need to be able to do to make their life enriching and meaningful and improve their longevity on this world, in this world. Pain is not, we don't have pain sensors in our tissues. Our brain is combining stimulus that we're getting from our tissues and from the environment These are the inputs that travel to your brain. And then your brain is kind of corroborating that with past experiences. Fear, anxiety, actually pain is processed in the same part of your brain that processes fear, your amygdala, or at least that's a part of it. We're simplifying a very complicated process. But then the output ends up being change in behavior. So as a result of previous experiences and fears you might have around your injury, that's going to influence what you can do and how you recover. Absolutely, especially if they're under the impression that they're broken and maybe they've had clinicians tell them in the past, like, hey, we found arthritis on your MRI, there's a disc bulge, you have spondylolisthesis, there's a whole list of pathological findings that can show up on their imaging, and no one, or often, no one explains to them what that actually means, and that pathological finding, people will have just as many pathological findings on their imaging when they are in pain as they would when they're not in pain, and there's been a lot of research on this. So if you have all that information, it forms this sense of disability that you have around your body, and it can make recovery a lot slower if you already are under the impression that you're disabled and things are not going to get better. No. It's really hard to be too far gone. Sometimes you can have a really life-changing injury, but it doesn't totally, going back to the stuff that you like to do physically isn't totally out of the question, even if that happens. Yeah, hard to be too far gone. It's very, very hard to achieve.
Well, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed those interview snippets, at least as much as I did. I mean, I know you guys weren't there to actually both talk to these two wonderful people and to edit this, but I had quite a lot of fun with this project. Probably one of the most fun projects that I have done in my undergraduate time as an aspiring undergraduate philosopher. But to put a cap on this, to finish off this video, I want to speak to, I think, the most important thing that I've learned from this experience and how it has both helped me retroactively look at my life and how I want to look at my life going forward. To begin, the most important thing that I have learned from this experience is the mental relationship and physical relationship to pain. And pain is something that does and can happen to the body, and it has happened to me. I used to play competitive sports. I've experienced injuries, chronic injuries. I am very familiar with physical pain. But what I was less familiar with, which is what I learned, is how quickly the body can heal. How quickly at least if your body is in alignment, how it can fix itself, which is a beautiful thing. But, and this is where the reflective part comes in, what takes a while, and depending on your personal beliefs and your mentality, what could stop you actually from feeling like you've healed is your mentality, is your mental association with pain. And again, at least looking back, I can see how my mentality guided how much longer it took for me to feel better. And I will explain this in a very, very small anecdote. So I hurt my wrist while playing tennis. And it was this sort of reoccurring injury that I wasn't really acknowledging, and eventually just got so bad that like it just hurt just so much. And while I was working to try and fix my arm, what I was telling myself, which I didn't really think about at the time, this fixed mindset about yourself and about the pain and the restriction of movement that you have, that will, at least in my experience, prevent progress. That will stop the process of healing and of this mental reprogramming. And I can just see that now and see to my younger self that I was doing that. And how this informs the future for me and what I choose to do and what I want to do is when I am in moments of crisis or of initial shock or post-shock of an injury or something happening to me, which, you know, is inevitable. It will, I mean, knock on wood. I mean, I don't want it to happen, but I mean, it's inevitable for me for something to happen, to remind myself that my body is quite strong and resilient. It's meant to heal and function very well, and to make myself aware that how I see my body and how the injuries reflect these limited movements that I have is only for a short period of time, and that with proper care and proper sort of this integration of movements again, that I can get back, or at least get really close to the level that I was at before. And that's the beautiful thing about the healing process is, as Dr. Bowen said, it's almost, you're almost never too far gone to heal and to regain what you feel like you've lost. So it's never too late, guys. Healing can start right now, today. It can start tomorrow. It can start next week. But it's a choice. It's a physical, like an embodied choice, and a mental one. So, yeah, woo, so cool, wow. But this is the end of the video. Thank you all who have made it to this point so much for checking out my project. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know down below. Anyways, have a good one, guys, and I will see you soon.